So now let us discuss exercise 2.1, all the sums. The first is, which of the following are quadratic equations? The first is 11 equal to 4x square minus 4x square minus x cube. Now you tell me, is this a quadratic equation? Yes or no? No. Why? The degree of equation is 3. तुम्हाला हे स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म मध्ये आणायची पण गरज नाहीये. तुम्ही असंच सांगू शकाल की हे आहे की नाही. ओके. नेक्स्ट, minus 3 by 4 y square minus 3 by 4 y square हे quadratic आहे की नाही? Yes, this is a quadratic equation because the degree of quadratic equation is 2. Let us see next. Now what? The degree of y is 1. For the first instance, हे बघायला quadratic equation वाटत नाहीये, right? But can you see these two brackets? हे equation आधी तुम्हाला solve करावं लागेल, right? And I hope you know how to solve two brackets. So what is the solution? This will become y square minus 4 equal to 0. Now you will ask me की मी हे डायरेक्ट कसं लिहिलं? बऱ्याच मुलांना अजूनही हा प्रॉब्लेम आहे की त्यांचे स्टँडर्ड कॉमन फॅक्टर्स माहीत नाही आहेत किंवा पाठ नाही आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल a प्लस b ब्रॅकेट स्क्वेअर इज इक्वल टू a स्क्वेअर प्लस 2ab प्लस b स्क्वेअर किंवा a प्लस b a मायनस b इक्वल टू a स्क्वेअर मायनस b स्क्वेअर. हे जे स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म आहेत हे आपल्याला नेहमीच पाठ असायला हवेत. इफ यू डू नॉट रिमेंबर इट, जस्ट राईट इट डाऊन. ॲज अँड वेन सच काइंड ऑफ स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म्स आर देअर, आय विल टेल यू टू राईट इट डाऊन इन युअर नोट्स बुक. ओके, सो राईट इट डाऊन देअर. a plus b, a minus b is a square minus b square. This can be vice versa also. Sometimes there can be a square minus b square and you have to write a plus b, a minus b. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation or not? Y square minus 4 equal to 0. Yes, this is a quadratic equation in variable y. Let us see next. Now, is this a quadratic equation or not? You have to solve this. Again, I will just stop here or I'll just pause here and I'll go back to some basics. Okay? Many students still make confusion or mistakes while transferring the values or while multiplication, while addition, and 90% of the people always forget negative sign. So be sure you are not forgetting the negative sign. Okay, now how we will solve these examples? Let us take this y to this side. So 3 upon y minus 4 equal to 0. Okay, how to solve this? Cross multiplication. How to do that? Do you remember? A upon b plus c upon d equal to, first this cross multiplication, ad plus, because this is plus sign. If it is minus sign, you have to give minus. AD plus or minus BC upon BD. If you don't know this or if you have forgotten, just make a note in your notebook. Okay, because this is again a standard form and this is very important. We have to use it again and again. So how will solve this now? Nothing is there, so 1 is there. So this will be 3 minus y square upon y minus 4 equal to 0. Okay. Again there is a cross multiplication can be there, like 3 minus y square minus 4y upon y equal to 0. Now this y will go to that side. Since it is a dividing, it will go as a multiplicating. So when y will go there, it will become 0 and your equation will become minus y square minus 4y plus 3 equal to 0. And this is a quadratic equation, definitely. So don't get confused. If you have the equation like this, something like this, when you solve, you will get a quadratic equation. Let us see next one. Is this a quadratic equation or not? You have to decide by yourself. Here the degree is 3. So now you decide whether it is a quadratic equation or not. Okay? Let us see next one. N minus 3 is equal to 4n. Is this a quadratic equation? Even if you transfer this 4n from right hand side to left hand side, what will happen? It will come here as what? Minus, or it will go down. This is one more confusion what student makes. When this 4n will come to this side, the degree of the equation is not going to change. Okay? So this is not a quadratic equation. Let us see next one. Is this a quadratic equation or not? When this 11y comes here, it will become minus. So the equation will become y square minus 11y minus 4 equal to 0. So is this a quadratic equation or not? The degree is 2. So you should decide by yourself. Okay? Let us see next. I am writing z like this. Okay? What about this? Is this a quadratic equation? What you will do here? We'll simplify the left hand side. This is just like a cross multiplication. Z upon 1 minus 7 upon z. So what will? Hence z square minus 7 upon z equal to 4z plus 5. So if this z goes here, what will happen? Multiply. So z square minus 7 is equal to z into 4z plus 5. Right? So this will z square minus 7 4z square plus 5z. And now very simple, when this 4z square will come here, what will the equation? Minus 4z square plus z square minus 3z square. So it will be minus 3z square, this minus 5z minus 7 equal to 0. This is quadratic equation. Okay? Let us solve next one. Now is this a quadratic equation or not? Again, पुन्हा मुलं कन्फ्यूज होतात ह्याच्यावरून. We have nothing to do whether the coefficients, linear coefficient or quadratic coefficients, are whole numbers, are fractions, are roots, are cube roots, whatever it is. We have nothing to do with that. We have to just see the variables and the degree of the variables to judge whether that is a quadratic equation or not. So don't get confused by this. Okay? So this will 3y square minus root 3y minus 7 equal to 0. Obviously, this is a quadratic equation, right? Let us see next one. What about this? Sir, you told us the variable can be x, y, m, n, but here it is q. So this is not a quadratic equation, right? Mind well, this q is also variable. And now, how will do this? Transfer this q here. So this will become 3q square. So now your equation is q square minus 4 equal to 3q square. When this 3q square comes here, it will become minus 3q square, and ultimately you will get minus 2q square minus 4 equal to 0. So this equation is a quadratic equation, right? Let us go to second question of exercise 2.1. It asks that write the following quadratic equations in standard form. Write the following equations or quadratic equations in standard form. Now they are already declared whatever we are given are quadratic equations. You have to just write them in standard form. Now these kind of questions are there in a board exam for 1 mark, that write the quadratic equation in standard form. This can be there for 1 mark. Now this particular example appeared in March 2013. This is very simple. The 1 mark is already in your pocket. You have to write this equation in the standard form. What is our standard form? Our standard form is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is our standard form. So you have to just rearrange the terms. Okay? You have to just rearrange the terms. How you will rearrange it? Order 2 first, then the order 1, and then order 0. Order 0? Where is order 0? You may ask. This is order 2, order 1, order 0. Why? Because this is c is equal to c into 1, that is c into, I can say, x raised to 0. Anything raised to 0 is 1. So I called as a order 0. Okay? Just additional information. How will write this? Rearrange the term first. Minus x square minus 4x plus 7 equal to 0. This is the standard form where a is minus 1, b is minus 4 and c is 7. To further simplify it, not necessary as I said, but to further simplify it, I can write this as, I don't want this negative sign here. See, many students are scared of negative signs. They don't like, even I don't like the negative signs like this. So I will remove the negative sign. How? I will change the sign of everything on the both the sides of the equation. So this will become x square plus 4x minus 7 equal to 0. You can say that I have just changed the signs, किंवा तुम्ही असंही म्हणू शकता की मी -1 ने मल्टिप्लाय केले सगळ्याला. इक्वेशन्सच्या दोन्ही साइडना -1 ने मल्टिप्लाय केले. Or just I have changed the signs of everything. That's all. Let us see next example. Very easy. This was in October 2012, March 2014, July 2015 for 1 mark each. Very famous example, isn't it? Again the 1 mark is already in your pocket. Very simple. I will not solve this. You have to solve it. I will just tell you. Just transfer everything from here, right hand side to left hand side. Remember, whenever you are transferring this, keep in mind the signs. Okay? So this will be 3y square minus 10y minus 7 equal to 0. Now here I will give you one hint. Generally the students always commit mistake in signs, in writing the signs. They don't even care about it. They simply write whatever they want, because it is not their habit, it is not our habit to pronounce positive sign. So for initial chapters or for your convenience, we will say like that, plus 3y square minus 10y minus 7 equal to 0. Everywhere you should say plus. So it will be habit of writing plus, and by mistake you will not write any different signs, and here also you will not commit mistake, because when you say plus you will again check the sign. Okay, minus, so minus 10y. Now this is a quadratic equation or not? Yes, this is a quadratic equation. Next, this is the equation number 3. What about this? We have already seen how to open the bracket. I hope you know how to open the brackets. Okay? Again, while opening the bracket, be careful about this negative sign. Negative sign is there. Okay? How you will open the bracket? First of all, m multiply by, or this whole bracket multiply by n, plus this whole bracket multiply by plus 4. Let us solve this. M square minus 10m, m is complete, now 4, plus 4m minus 40 equal to 0. And so m square minus 6m minus 40 equal to 0. Right? Perfect. This is a quadratic equation. Now, these two equal to sign are one below other, and this is here. How it looks? Don't make such mistakes. I have deliberately written it here. You have to write equal to sign below equal to sign, whether this side is smaller, longer or shorter, whatever it is. It should be here only, equal to 0. Now it looks better. The examiner don't have to search for the left hand side and right hand side, or don't have to search for the equal to sign. Again, this hence sign should be one below the other. Okay? You have a lot of space on the paper. Okay? Don't write any congested forms. Let us see the fourth one. What about this? P into P minus 6 equal to 0. Simple. Open the bracket. Multiply this bracket by P. What you will get? P square minus 6P equal to 0. P square minus 6P equal to 0. Is this a standard form? Yes, this is a quadratic equation. See, sometime it happens to just jumble you. I'll ask anything in between. Initially I told you that whatever I am giving are the quadratic equations. Now I am asking you, is this a quadratic equation? The students who are paying attention, they will say yes. Why? They don't have to see, because initially I said that I am showing you all quadratic equations. But some students will think, is it a quadratic equation or not? Why? You have to pay attention to the whatever written on the board or whatever been asked. Okay? Mathematics is very simple, as I say, because you have to mug up nothing. Whatever is there in whatever form. If fractions are there, roots are there, cube roots are there, don't just look at the roof. What can be the answer? No. Don't look up or down. This is the habit of students of looking up and down whenever something is asked. I am not asking you anything rocket science. Okay? चला, तर आता आपण पुढचं बघूया. Question number 5. Remember, as a homework 2.1 ही सगळी तुम्हाला सॉल्व करायची आहेत. राईट? Now what to do? How to write in a standard form? Of course, linear or the x term is not there. It's only quadratic term. What you will do now? Very simple. This can be done in two ways. You have to decide which is the simpler way. काही लोकांना वाटेल की एक मेथड सिंपल आहे, काही लोकांना वाटेल दुसरी मेथड सिंपल आहे. Let us see the first thing. You can say that this is just like a upon b minus c upon d, and you can do cross multiplication. Like you will do something like this: x square minus 100 upon 25 equal to 0. काही लोक असं लिहितील. This is right. आणि मग 25 will go to that side, so this will become x square minus 100 equal to 0. So this is one of the method. दुसरी मेथड काय आहे? सिंपल. मी या इकडे क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन वगैरे करत बसणार नाही. What I will do simply, what I will do, I see that this is minus, so when I transfer there it will become plus. So instead of cross multiplication, what I will simply do is x square upon 25 equal to 4. Transfer this 4 to that side. See, this is very basic and this is very elementary, but still I am showing you at this level because in the further examples, whenever the tricky examples will be there, you may have to use any of the methods. I am just showing you. Even if you change the method, change the way of doing it, the answer will never change because it has got the one and one solution. That's all. Some student may go in this way, some will go in this way. Now 25 will go there as a multiplier. So x square is equal to 25 into 4, that is 100. So x square, now this 100 will come here, minus 100 equal to 0. Answer is same, equation is same, the way of doing it is different, doesn't matter. You can go by whatever method you feel easy. Just don't make mistakes of science or arithmetics. Okay, shall we go ahead? Sixth, n minus 7 upon n equal to 4. What you will do to bring it in standard form? Very simple. Now this is just like a upon b minus c upon d, cross multiplication. N into n minus 7 into 1 upon n into 1. This is just like this. So what will be the answer? Will you be able to solve it? Just try it yourself. Pause the video and try it yourself. Okay, let us see. N square minus 7 upon n equal to 4. So n square minus 7 equal to 4n. So n square minus 4n minus 7 equal to 0. This is the standard form. Let us see next. So what we have done till now? We have used different mathematical methods, or we have used different basic mathematical properties to just solve or transform from left hand side to right hand side, from bottom to upside, if positive then negative. We have done the simple basic mathematical work, nothing extraordinary. Let us see ahead. Now this question was in October 2013 for 1 mark. 1 mark is already in your pocket. The example is 7th is y square minus 9 equal to 13y. How will you do it? Very easy, sir, right? This is y square minus 13y minus 9 equal to 0. Such a simple thing, and 1 mark in your pocket. Shall we go ahead? How will you do this? Pause the video here and try to solve. How you will solve? This is just a upon b minus c upon d equal to this. First solve this side, then transfer this side here and try to rearrange in a quadratic standard form. Pause the video and do it. Okay, let us do it. This will be 2z square minus 5 upon z equal to z minus 6. This z denominator will go as a numerator and it will multiply that z minus 6. So 2z square minus 5 equal to z into z minus 6. So 2z square minus 5 equal to z square minus 6z. And when everything comes this side, this z will become minus z. 2z square minus z square is z square plus 6z minus 5 equal to 0. So this is standard form of your quadratic equation. Shall we go ahead? 9th is x square equal to minus 7 minus root 2 x. Very simple. How you will do this? Pause your video and try to do it. Okay, let us see this. Now again, this is linear coefficient. Root 10 or rather minus root 10 doesn't matter. We have got nothing to do with whatever the linear coefficient or quadratic coefficient is. Okay, we have to simply write this into standard quadratic form. So it is x square plus root 10x plus 7 equal to 0. Very simple, right? Shall we go ahead? M square plus 5 upon m square equal to minus 3. Can you try this? Pause your video and try this. Okay. What is this? How you will do this? Simply transfer this m square to that side. What it will become? Minus 3m square. And when this minus 3m square comes this side, it will become plus 3m square plus this m square. That is 4m square. plus phi equal to 0. This is the standard form of quadratic equation. Here we finish exercise 2.1. Before going ahead or before completely closing this exercise, I want to tell you one thing. In most of these examples, my solution was correct. Let us say this example, solution is correct. I have written this quadratic equation in a proper form, standard form. But as an answer to this question, this is wrong. And you will lose your half mark because you have not written the proper answer. They are asked to write the quadratic equation in the standard form, and what we have written is simple form. Most of the examples we are done in this way. What is the proper way? Remember this, I have not interrupted you in between for last 10 examples. Just to remind or just to emphasize this thing very, very clearly. Though your answer is right, though you are right, you know the answer, you know how to solve, your final answer is wrong. The standard form of quadratic equation, as a final answer, you should write this like this: 4m square plus 0m plus phi equal to 0. This is your answer. Or if you don't want to write the curly braces, just write if you forget to write this term 0m, what will happen? You will lose your half mark. So just by looking at the example, you will be very happy. If this example comes in exam, you will be very happy. Oh, 1 mark in pocket, as I was telling you. But your half mark is cut because you have not written the answer in proper form, in the form in which it was asked. Right? So just remember one thing, when you are solving this exercise at home by yourself, if you have the quadratic equation like x square equal to 0, then you should write x square plus 0x plus 0 equal to 0. This is a standard form of quadratic equation. If you have x square plus 7 equal to 0, say, you should write x square plus 0x plus 7 equal to 0. This is a standard form. This is I am telling you for this 1 mark examples. Okay. Now if you have to further solve or further factorize it, you need not write these zeros. But since they are asked to write this in a proper standard form, you should write this. Otherwise you will lose half mark. And if you have x square plus x equal to 0, then you should write x square plus x plus 0 equal to 0. This is a standard form. I hope you understood this. And whenever you are writing as a homework exercise 2.1, your answers should be perfectly like this. Whenever you solve some examples, remember you have to write the answer at the bottom. Why? Because many times if your paper is right from the beginning, neat and clean and all correct, then after some time, after 1 or 2 pages, examiner just watch what is the answer. If answer is correct, he will give you full marks. He will not even see how you have solved it. Okay, that is why the answer must be highlighted. Either you can do like this or you can write ANS and this, something like that. Now in this case the units are not there, but whenever the units are there, double check if you have written the units or not. That is also very important. So here we finish 2.1. So we'll go ahead with topic next to this. Thank you.